What up, Dokkanners? Hopefully you guys are having an awesome Mother's Day / Gohan Day. Happy Dokkan Day, everybody. Let's talk about some new missions that are being added to challenge events. Now, relax. This is not missions that are going to be giving you any items. These are simply title missions. So I know that some of you guys are probably going to feel a little let down by this, but I wanted to talk about this because these title missions actually show some promise for the first time, in my opinion. Now, I'm not somebody who particularly cares about these titles. I haven't really been working towards any of these major titles because there's no incentive, and I think a lot of us can share that same sentiment. There is no incentive to working on these titles because other than simply having a new flashy little banner, not even a banner, but just this on your my info page, it doesn't do anything for your game. It doesn't give you any sort of bonus items, no bonus whatsoever. It is simply just a way to brag to your friends, and that sort of loses that sizzle after maybe the first time you mention it to somebody, like, hey, I beat this in 77 levels. Okay, cool. Now what? Nobody cares, right? So I hope that there's actually going to be something with these titles in the future, and I feel like I'd like to feel optimistic about this. I feel like there will be, but for right now, let's just talk about what they're doing with these new missions, because I actually very much like what they've done here. And in fact, they released this even earlier. Last week on the 27th of April, they actually released a couple of these missions that I do very much like. So this is in reference to the legendary Goku event. So if you guys are still working on your legendary Goku event runs, all the category missions, all of these things, by the way, for just realized JP has a few extra categories that we haven't yet worked on yet. We will be getting these later on because this contains some categories that we don't have yet, like the Fuse Fighters. We're not there yet, so we will eventually get this on global. But in any case, we have the legendary Goku event and the GT version with all of these different category missions and whatnot. So if you guys are still working on that, then you might actually feel a little bit more compelled to work on these. But here's some of the new stages, or not stages, the new title missions that are being added. Clear all stages for the Battle of Gods on all difficulties. This is the new Dragon Ball story event that's dropping tonight. Clear the legendary Goku event. Clear the legendary Goku event without using support items. So this is the one, right? A lot of videos you see no item. I also mentioned no item first try. If I'm ever able to beat something first try, I mentioned that as well, because those levels of prestige are worth mentioning once in a while. This allows you to actually show that off. I'm not really trying to sell you on the titles. If you get it, you like it, fine. If you don't like it, it's not a big deal. I myself, I use a bronze title and it just says the ultimate life form. I don't even use it for a prestige. I just use it as a reference to JoJo. I just don't care. But then, you know, clear the legendary Goku event GT edition. Clear the GT edition without using items. And then we've got clear all support strike events or missions here, and clear all stages, I'm sorry. And then these are the missions that I very much like. These are actually ones that I will be working on just for the fun of it. Build a team with 316 or less team cost, including friend. This is really cool, including friend, with 6 of your characters, and clear fighting legend Goku without using any support items. So this one is actually going to be challenging, and I'm going to show you a team that I've put together that I'm planning on running for this. But I just really wish that there could have been something more with this than simply just a title. And if this is going to be the future of the title missions, I really hope that they either give us something else or maybe invest more in the whole aesthetic of these titles. Maybe make them, you know, holographic or animated or something that would actually make it look kind of cool. It still would be aesthetic, but it would actually make people want to, oh my gosh, that looks really cool. You know what? I'm gonna work on this one because I would like to make my profile look that much cooler. This is actually going to be a challenge for some people. Let me show you my team right here. This is my team. So because you have to have the friend unit also factored into the total team cost, you can't have, you know, 315 total team cost with this and then expect your friend unit to, you know, help you get that mission. You have to have the friend unit also count. So this is the team that I put together. Vegeta's family, Gifted Warriors, right? So we've got one Dokkan Festival lead, Majin Vegeta, and then everybody else is level 40 team cost. So Goten Trunks, Xeno Super Saiyan, Blue Vegeta, and then Super Saiyan 3. All of these total to 200 team costs. My only Dokkan Festival units are going to be my unit and the friend unit. Also, I don't know why my title is 8-bit 200. Ignore that. But this is the squad. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys were to run this type of an event. What team would you put together, factoring in that your friend unit would have to be taken into account? With 258 total team cost, if the Majin Vegeta friend unit would be 58, that totals to 316. So even if I wanted to go even below this, I would probably have to run non-Dokkan Festival units across the board, with a sub lead of maybe 130%. This is actually thought-provoking. This is actually adding some strategy, some preparation into Dokkan that I haven't really had to think about so much recently. So I like this. I just wish that there would be more to it, because all I'm going to be getting is a stupid gold title here and a gold title here. Here, you in fact have to beat it with 316 or less, and then within 25 minutes and without using support items. So this one's even cooler because this one's not even a turn limit. This is a time limit. That's really cool. 25 minutes without using support items. On a team with such low team cost, your strategy is probably going to be stacking, right? And generally when you're trying to stack, you want to stack as much as possible, as often as possible, so that way you can build up as much momentum going into the final rounds. That stuff takes time. And for me, when I do stacking events or stacking teams on Legendary Goku events, I'm very slow and methodical. You know, it's not always in the videos, but in general, that's kind of the way I approach it. So this definitely puts that to the test. I wish you could get more from it. Now, speaking of these types of quirky missions, we actually had this before. I don't know if you guys recall, when the Collection of Epic Battles missions were released on the 27th, we actually got 2 more that were pretty cool. Clear stage 1 of Collection of Epic Battles within 15 turns without using support items with a team that includes 6 sworn enemy category characters, and then same thing for Legendary Existence. So it's funny how a full year later they are giving these missions, but I mean, it makes sense. We never had this last year. But these are basically missions that kind of call back to the Worldwide Download Celebration last year, right? When the Namek Saga was in full effect. So if you guys never really ran the event with any sort of challenge, try clearing these. This one's actually kind of cool because it's got a cool title here. I'm very angry. You'll pay for this, you filthy insects. On this one, though, it doesn't really... I mean, it kind of shows something cool. This is the real Ultra Instinct. They kind of add this quote here. So, yeah, try these out, folks. You know, if you're bored, if there's nothing else to do in Dokkan, I encourage you guys to try these out. Maybe in the future, who knows? Maybe in the future, they will add some sort of a thing like, you have this many gold titles or this many silver titles or this many bronze titles, you get something. You know, I hope that they could do something like that in the future. I hope that these sort of weird missions can actually be manifested in more of a conventional type where you can get some stones, maybe get some extra tickets or something like that. I think that would be very nice. But in the meantime, this would still be a fun activity for you guys to try out. And I hope that you do, because sometimes Dokkan can be a little slow. You know, I admit that. So during those downtimes, reinvent the game, try these things out, have a little fun. That's what I'm going to be doing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, have you guys tried these title missions? Have you guys tried any other ones? Are there any particular title missions that stand out to you that have been challenging yet fun and sort of rewarding for you? Let me know in the comments down below, because again, I don't do these challenges. I don't do them at all. These title missions, I don't care about them. So let me know in the comments down below. Share with us, folks. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.